All right, what is going on? How is everybody doing today? Welcome to the Risen Fallen podcast. I am your host, Mark Hendrickson. If you're brand new to this show, then what you can expect is open and authentic conversations about things like mental health, self-development, how to get your life moving in the right direction. If you're not feeling good about where you are right now, at least having the confidence knowing that you are getting one step, maybe two steps, maybe three steps closer to where you'd like to be in the future, the life you'd like to lead, where you'd like to wake up at, the person you'd like to wake up as. I think you get the gist of it. And so if you're brand new to this show, that's what you can expect. If you're not new, then thank you very much for coming back, supporting the journey, supporting the cause, and supporting the idea of making yourself better every single day and lifting other people up along the way. Welcome to June. We're in June now. It is a beautiful June. It is beautiful. It's summer almost, basically. It's summertime. And so, how are those New Year's resolutions coming? I'm just joking. I just, I think it's impossible to, it's so funny because I feel like we set those New Year's resolutions every single year and then come like it's 6 months later, half a year later, and we're like, wait, what? So should I be writing my next year's ones or should I just be, what should I be doing? And, I think I know for myself, I was just kind of having one of those afternoons where it was kind of like I had a lull, a couple hours of just kind of chilling out in the afternoon. I had a busy morning and I'm going to have a busy evening. But a couple hours in the afternoon where, energy levels dropped a little bit. I was just kind of chilling out, kind of found myself losing focus while I was working on the computer here. And I just had to sit down with the old journal. I got my pen and paper beside me, and I was just kind of writing things down, jotting some notes, and it just kind of helped me refocus and center myself and ground myself. And part of the reason I picked up my journal today, part of the reason I thought that I had to, just kind of recenter myself and reground myself is because I was kind of thinking like, hey, I've been working my ass off recently. I just want to make sure I'm aligned with where I've been wanting to go in the last few months. And so I made myself a New Year's resolution list, obviously, in the beginning of the year. It's funny because I made myself goals for the rest of the year in May 2023. And they're pretty similar goals. And so I'm moving in the right track. But today I just kind of sat down to write about where my head's at now. And it's cool to see that over the last 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, etc. When you look back at, maybe your last year's journal or the year before, where your head's at, what you expect to happen. And some of those things come to fruition and some of them don't. And the other cool thing is to see, in hindsight, what all the things that happen in your life that you didn't expect to happen or you didn't anticipate to happen. Like you're like, whoa, if I'd have seen that coming, it would have been, and it's funny too, because we talk a lot about like kind of divine timing and God's timing, the way that, the way that we can't really always plan for what supernatural forces take over in this world. And so like there's, as much as we'd like to plan for the future and set these goals and resolutions and targets for ourselves, it's almost like, sometimes we don't even know the direction that our life is going to change. It might be, tomorrow might be a brand new chapter in your life where something, drastic happens, like, and it becomes a catalyst to push your life in a brand new direction. So I think it was kind of cool because one of the things that made me turn towards my journal today is I was kind of feeling like not anxious, but just kind of like almost feeling like I needed to be pointed in the right direction. I had this energy it's kind of like an anxious, also excited energy. And it was kind of like, where do I need to focus this? Like I feel kind of, I need to point this in the right direction. And so once I kind of sat down and thought about, I was, sitting here at my desk. Actually, I was just sitting here and I was thinking about, I feel like I have all this energy. I feel like I have all this motivation right now. It's kind of like this, anxious / excited energy within me. And I just don't know where to point it. I don't know which direction to point it in. And so I was sitting here thinking, what part of my routine have I been neglecting recently? And it's like, well, I've been reading in the evenings, I've been doing my exercise, I've been doing my, work, I've been doing my workouts, I've been doing this, I've been doing that. And one of the things that I realized that I haven't been doing recently is journaling as much as I should be. And when I say that, I mean at all. I haven't really been in the book recently, other than just to be reading. I haven't really been writing anything down. And so I know for myself, obviously, I've talked about the benefits of keeping a journal and writing in a journal. And I was talking about that earlier in this episode, just talking about reflecting back on past journal entries or anything like that. But I think more importantly, it kind of points more towards the importance of having a routine, having the ability to look at your life and be like, hey, something doesn't feel good right now. And then having a baseline routine to be like, well, what's missing right now? Am I exercising properly? Am I eating properly? Am I practicing mindfulness? Am I journaling after, good days or bad days? Or, how can I learn from them to repeat good days? And how can I learn from them to not repeat bad days? Do you have a routine set up for yourself? And I know that there's like all this glamour of like, morning routines and evening routines and all that kind of, like woo-woo, beautiful, like have a 3-hour thing that you do every single day that makes your life optimized. What are the other beautiful, sexy words? But realistically, it's like, do you actually take care of your shit on a daily basis? And it's not new stuff. It's not rocket science. It's like, are you eating properly? Are you sleeping properly? Are you exercising properly? Are you taking care of yourself? Like, do you have some sort of a reflective routine? Are you stretching? Are you journaling? Are you doing these things, reading? Or are you just kind of like floating and coasting through, trying to catch as much dopamine the next time you can? Like, and it's like, yeah, well, you have no baseline. You have nothing to kind of point towards when you're not feeling good. Like, it's kind of easy and it's reflexive. Like it's a reflex. That, I think I'm trying to use that word properly, but it's like a reflex of like, you go back to your baseline. You go back to whatever you normally do. It's like, okay, I'm having a bad day. Well, I can look at, what part of my routine have I not been doing recently? I've been exercising, or I've been eating like garbage, or whatever it could be. And then it's like, well, these issues in my life are manifesting in weird ways, but I'm going to start with that. I'm going to just start with the baseline, the building blocks, the foundation, like the first row of Legos. I'm just going to fucking go back to the square one and be like, well, if I'm not doing these things, then I have zero chance at feeling good. So I'm going to go back there before I start like kind of pointing fingers at fucking people around me or the government or whoever is fucking ruining your life, whatever you think that is, because chances are it's probably you. And so take a look at your routine, if you even have a routine, and what needs to be changed, and just kind of go from there, because most of these things are self-evident. Most of these people, like, you think, I need a personal trainer, I need a this person or that person, a doctor, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a counselor. I need a fucking this person or that person to tell me what to do or what to change or what I need to. And it's like, no, we all pretty much know what you should be doing. Like, it's like, okay, you should fucking eat decent, sleep decent, exercise vigorously every single day. And, right off the bat, if you're not doing any of those things, then that's probably where you should start looking in terms of like if you want to feel better about your life. And then, okay, yeah, you have eat, sleep, your fucking exercise, everything else taken care of. Okay, then we start looking at things like reading, journaling, communication skills, those types of things. Because if you're not even taking care of that baseline thing, then interactions with anyone else is going to be difficult right off the bat. And so having some sort of a concrete routine, having some sort of a guideline, or just some sort of a structure for you to live your life is going to help you through those tough times, is going to help you through, like, if anything else, just a way for you to figure out what is missing. Like, just to have some sort of a template for yourself of like, okay, these are the things that I do on a daily basis or a weekly basis or whatever to make myself feel good. And then you could look at, I haven't done I've done 5 out of 6 of these things or whatever it could be, but I've kind of been missing one. And then it's like, well, no wonder I've been not feeling good, because those are the things that I need to feel good. And so you need to think about that for your life. Think about, What's eating you? Like what's kind of going at, like what's been missing in your life? Because that gap, that void, that missing piece is going to continue to grow. It's like, consider it to be like a hunger, like some sort of, if you ignore hunger, it just gets fucking worse and then you die. And so that's basically the way you should think about these things as well, because though you might not be getting physically famished and actually getting emaciated, you're spiritually or emotionally getting famished and emaciated. And when that happens, it's not like you get hangry, you get worse. You just become a shitty version of yourself, which is exactly what we spoke about on the last episode, which is knowing when you need to make these changes. And that's why today on this episode, I wanted to focus more on not only knowing when you need to make these changes, but knowing where you need to make these changes in your life. And if you don't have some sort of a concrete routine, some sort of a template to work with, then you're not even going to know where to improve or where to work on. And so that's kind of the thing. I don't know, like if you guys kind of feel that way. I've always felt like exercise, nutrition, sleep, those kinds of those are the kind of the big three. And then outside of that, if you have those three, then you can kind of look everywhere else. If you don't have your daily exercise, your proper nutrition, and your sleep figured out, you're going to be a worse version of yourself, and you're not going to make yourself proud or feel good or whatever it could be. And so I don't know, what's on your guys' checklist? What do you guys think is the most important things to have on these types of routines? Please let me know in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube or any video platform, and then leave a little review. Rate it 5 stars, leave a little review, share this stuff with your friends, and maybe message me on Instagram. Let me know what you guys consider to be part of your essential routine, or in your little concrete template of how to feel good. And on that note, I will check you guys on Thursday. Much love. Peace out. Love you all. Bye.